Welcome back, Nerdy Squad. It's your boy Otis back with another video. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, please do me three small but very important favors. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification bell so you know every single time when one of my videos drops. So right now we got to talk about Dwayne Johnson because a couple of days ago I meant to touch on this then, but I was late to the party. He was on Kevin Hart's talk show Heart to Heart, and he opened up about why Black Adam is not moving forward into the DCU. Not the DCEU, but the DCU. So let's go ahead and jump into this article and see what Dwayne The Rock Johnson had to say. So, as you can see, per the Hollywood Reporter, it says Dwayne Johnson on Black Adam sequel being dropped got caught in a vortex of new leadership. Although the actor had plans to create a whole franchise around the character, Johnson revealed last year that a sequel had been halted. And as you can see, that's a picture of him as Black Adam. It says here, Dwayne Johnson is opening up about what happened to the failed Black Adam sequel and how it got caught in a web of new leadership at Warner Bros. Discovery. While appearing on a recent episode of Kevin Hart's Heart to Heart show, the actor talked about the character and film, which was a passion project for him and years in the making. Ahead of the Black Adam's release in October 2022, Johnson also touted plans to develop his own chapter within the DC universe and expand the character, but that was before James Gunn and Peter Safran took over and reshaped the entire studio slate. Let me see. When Kevin Hart asked Johnson how he felt that the franchise was halted, the actor responded, Black Adam got caught in a vortex of new leadership, and at the time we were creating Black Adam, developing it, shooting Black Adam, it was so many changes in leadership. And as you know, anytime you have a company, but especially that size and magnitude, that's a publicly traded company, and you have all those changes in leadership, you have people coming in who creatively and fastly, are going to make decisions that you may not agree with. And I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I do understand some of what he's saying here about new leadership jumping in, but had this movie been successful, this wouldn't have happened. The movie would be moving on for a Black Adam 2. Here's the thing, Dwayne, you try to strong arm Warner Brothers. It's basically making the whole DCEU about your character, Black Adam. And for that, you got the boot. Now there's a long list of issues besides you doing it, but you tried to step over the actually no, you did step over the executives that I guess you should have met first before trying to go talk to David Zaslav. But for whatever reason, maybe you felt like you got the star power. You're Dwayne Johnson. I don't need to talk to these lower executives. I'm gonna go talk to David Zaslav myself. And obviously, maybe he wasn't happy with that because this is a new regime coming in. It ain't the old regime where you get to do whatever you want. This new regime has a way of doing things. They got structure, and obviously, Dwayne Johnson didn't get the memo. So let's continue. Johnson wants to emphasize his point that the Black Adam sequel got caught in that web of new leadership and that the project being dropped will always be one of the biggest mysteries. It's really not. You have the biggest opening of your career. Sure, no China, that could have been maybe 100, that could have been maybe 100, maybe 200 million more dollars. Isn't wrong. Um, he added, you're establishing a new superhero and you want to grow out the franchise. You bring back Superman, Henry Cavill, the world went crazy. Now, as far as the world, what part of the world went crazy? Because you can't talk about Twitter or any social media platform because that's not real. It's a platform that we use. That don't count. Obviously, nobody showed up to support the film knowing that Henry Cavill was in it, and the movie didn't do well. So I don't know what success The Rock is talking about outside of just the first week, because there's more to it than just the first week. You gotta look at. You gotta look at the big picture as far as all of the money that went into marketing and making the movie. Now I'm not somebody who follows those numbers, but I just know off reading that there's some stuff that goes into it, and obviously, yeah, we already know how it all ended. So he goes on to say, we created a diverse superhero portfolio where we have just men and women of color and Black Adam too as well. Now I'm gonna say this: these characters, honestly, outside of who is it? Outside of Doctor Fate and what was the other guy? Hawkman. Nobody else lent anything to this movie. Doctor Fate was pretty much everybody looked at as a knockoff as Doctor Strange, because he's been in so many movies at this point. You had Hawkman was basically Black Adam's punching bag this entire movie. Cyclone and Adam Smasher's character did not need to be in this movie. You could have took them out, and it would have changed nothing in this entire film. Not Cyclone, but Adam Smasher's character was basically a Peter Parker, but as Adam Smasher. He was a big, goofy goofball that kept messing up stuff the whole entire film. I really don't know what Cyclone even did in this movie. I can't remember. Other than making some tornadoes or out of herself a handful of times, that was it. The big bad in this movie, forgettable. I don't know what the dude's name was, and this movie just felt like it should have came out years ago. But let's continue on with this article. Although the movie was one of Johnson's biggest openings of his career and received an audience score of 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, it still didn't meet expectations at the box office. It earned $391 million globally, and the film also received poor reviews from critics with a score of 38%. Damn. But Johnson noted it bothered him that the sequel wasn't viewed from the audience's standpoint and what they wanted to see. He told Hart, as business minded people who are always thinking audience first, yes, we look at and respect the bottom line economically, but also when you think about opportunity and creating things that are fresh and delivering for the audience, which is our number one boss, when that wasn't looked at through that lens, it makes things a little bit more challenging. Yeah, I'm gonna be straight honest with y'all, man. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you, all right? Give me a second, sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This, I don't really know really what to say anymore. I mean, look, yeah, the fans should get what they want, but the movie didn't make the money that it was supposed to make. And if the studio feels like it's a huge loss, they're not gonna continue on. Period. Period. They're gonna move on. So it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? To continue on if the studio is taking a huge loss in money after all the money they spent making the movie, marketing the movie, getting Dwayne Johnson out to was Comic Con, drop it. Moving on, in December 2022, Johnson announced that plans for a Black Adam sequel had halted and would not be resuming anytime soon. James Gunn and I connected, and Black Adam will not be in their first chapter of storytelling, Johnson said in a statement at the time. However, DC and Seven Bucks have agreed to continue exploring the most valuable ways Black Adam can be utilized in future DC chapters. Now, that is it in the article. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, okay? I feel like by the time they're probably ready to introduce Black Adam to this new DCU universe, he's pretty much going to be. It's going to be somebody else wearing the suit that they feel can do Black Adam justice because it's not going to be The Rock. He's pretty much going to be too old to play this character by that time. Um, Here's my thoughts. I watched somebody else's video and they made some good points about what Black Adam should have did as opposed to what he did do. And what they said was Black Adam, of course, should have appeared in Shazam's movie. Maybe the third film. That's what all this Shazam, the first two movies are leading up to. The big bad of Black Adam, because Black Adam is Shazam's foe, not Superman's. As you can see here, they both have a lightning bolt on their chest. So it would have made sense for The Rock to have his character appear in the Shazam movie. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to do his own thing, and obviously we see the end result. Now, yeah, I think that would have been smart. Now, here's my problem with this. Shazam in this DCEU universe is kind of an idiot. I haven't watched the movies, but I've seen the clips. And I can kind of understand why Dwayne would not have wanted his character, a more serious, badass character, in the movie with um, Zachary Levi Shazam. But in the grand scheme of things, it does make sense, being that obviously he's Shazam's foe, and then he could have worked his way up to fighting Superman, just like they did in the cartoon. Shazam and Superman versus Black Adam. He wanted to skip all these steps, make his character the big bad, and have the DCU revolve around Black Adam when Black Adam is a low level character. He's not Superman, Batman. He's not Thor. He's not Captain America. I'm trying to think of some high level characters. He's not Spider Man. Thor had to work his way up, but everybody else, high level characters. He's a low level character to another low level character. If Black Adam is a C level character, Shazam is a B level character, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman are all A level characters. He's not in a stratosphere. No matter how hard he tried to hype up this character. Okay, his I don't know what his whole vision was as far as the details. We'll never know. We just know what he wanted, and that was to have his character fight Superman. And unfortunately, that's not what we're getting. He's obviously his character's been shelved. I honestly believe by the time they touch his character again, it's gonna be somebody new in the suit because obviously the Rock's gonna be too old. It's already like 51. So the next time they probably touch his character probably won't be for another 5 or 10 years, and it's gonna be somebody else in the suit. So unfortunately, the Rock will not get the chance to play this character, but he should have let some of his characters from the JSA, like they're originally supposed to do, appear in Shazam's movie and then vice versa. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to do his own thing, and this is, no pun intended, the fate of Black Adam is not moving forward. And in my personal opinion, like I said a million times over, the movie was an old. It honestly felt like it should have came back out in early 2000s if we didn't have the whole DCEU MCU thing going on. That's what this movie felt like to me. It felt like an early 2000s movie that came out in 2023. It was so many years too late. Dwayne Johnson, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, dude. You got to move on to different projects. Probably why he went back to Fast and Furious, but this movie just wasn't it, man. And it sucks that you won't be able to get to finish or continue on with this project. Maybe, hopefully, some way you can, maybe animate it. I know it's not live action, but it's the only thing I can possibly guess. Like I said, when they touch this character again, it's definitely not going to be with Dwayne Johnson because he's going to be too old to play the character. But that's my thoughts on this. Y'all post y'all comments down below. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole Black Adam getting caught in a new vortex of leadership. Post those comments down below. I'll see you on the next video. Peace. I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe.